The father never talked about the damage and how to create the future for the son. He discussed something else, which meant he never groomed the son to understand the responsibility of becoming a father. Now, comrades, one of the regents said, the strength of the union to recruit, to consolidate and sustain itself is in the campaign. When I joined the NUM in 1986, one of the things that was bedeviling the NUM was faction fights. And we had to apply a strategy and deal with those faction fights until you see the union today stable as it is, because there are no longer faction fights. Those faction fights were talking to the regime at the time because apartheid was there to divide us according to tribal lines. That's why you had a faction fight. So when we said we want to do away with the system, which was apartheid then, you will not deal with faction fights unless you have dealt with the system. Now, secondly, we developed campaigns at each and every Congress. I can understand that the Congress theme is to rebuild and re-engineer. That is the theme. But the Congress has not come up with a campaign as to how are we going to recruit members and consolidate the union in the next 3 years. Now, I'm in the employer side today. I know trade unionists will always say, you crossed the line, so that you always feel guilty to come back home. Now, having invited us as former leaders, we are willing to assist leadership in making sure that the brand of the NUM is retained. Now, this is a brand community. It's not like a tech shop or a Mickey Mouse union. People died for this union. People were arrested for this union. You know, at some point in the 1987 strike, Comrade Cyril said, I must take the pamphlets as a mobilizing tool to the Free State. But the comrades from the Free State will drive to Paris, which is Paris. And then I will then exchange the cars, give it to Patrick Hamner, may his soul rest in peace, and then bring back the other car. I was driving a Toyota Corolla. And Marius, who was in the printing, said, hey, I want to experience this thing of the strike action and so on. So I drove from 6 o'clock, Joburg, on my way to Paris. Remember, there were no cell phones. We could not phone to say the strategy has changed. In arriving at Paris, there was a little bit corner in the garage where we were supposed to offload the pamphlets. And then as we offload, we exchange cars and so on. As I arrived at the robot, I said, Patrick, you are not taking my Corolla. You stay with the caravan. But quickly, let's take the pamphlets out. On our way out of Paris, because I did not exchange the Corolla with Patrick, the police were following me. And instead, because I knew what was happening, I drove faster than the police to make them angry and chase me for quite a distance. And then they stopped me because they had these lights, and the lights you could see a small paper in the car, the way the lights were bright. But to cut a long story short, when they opened the boot, there was no pamphlet. But to cut the long story short is that the police were listening to any conversation, and they wanted to arrest us with the pamphlets, but they couldn't because in my boot, the pamphlets were already gone. But the reason why I delayed them, I wanted them, whenever they made a U-turn to go to Patrick, Patrick is already interested. Now, how does this relate to the current situation? You can develop a strategy, but your tactics will change from time to time without disrupting your strategy. Now, I began to analyze. People keep on saying God created the Bible and human beings translated that Bible. The same thing happens with numerical order, because 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 1 multiplied by 1 equals to 1. Why it does not become more than the 2, that is 1 plus 1. Because 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and 2 times 2 equals to 4. Why is 1 times 1 not equals to 1? Now, here is the reason, comrade, and that's what preempted you in the discussions on the first day. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. When you begin to engage with yourself, you will find an answer. 1 times 1 equals to 1. Once you think that you represent others' views, yourself, it comes back to you. But 2 plus 2 equals to 4. And 2 times 2 equals to 4. If you engage collectively, you multiply in ideas, you learn from others. But let me conclude by saying, comrades, and go back to the question of the difference between a theme and a campaign. You will never build an organization without a campaign. And a campaign is informed by what is affecting members on the ground. There are many issues, but you select what is popular with the members for you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. I hear you talking about Rustin. Many people associate me with platinum and Rustin. It is not true. The truth is, as the union, we addressed what was the core to the members' concerns in Rustin. Now, if I was invited as a former member, I would say what is core to the members today as a campaign for this union. Maybe that was the run of your recruitment. If invited, we'll share more. But when I said yesterday, this industry is killing our members, and it's not for the first time. Can we come up with a campaign that says, one death is too many? Mine worker, construction, and energy member say no to dangerous work. And cascade that campaign to your branches, to different structures of the union, and say, as we rebuild, we would like to make sure that no life is lost as a result of the industry. And if you cannot win 2 members as a result of this campaign, I'm willing to resign.